Everybody, I am Dr. M. Dalayat, Department of English, Government First Grade College, Gadag. Today we will discuss the poem The Tiger by William Blake. William Blake is a 19th century English poet. He belongs to the category of pre-romantic poets, and he is especially known for his mysticism. I repeat, today we are discussing the poem Tiger. The author of this poem is William Blake. William Blake is a 19th century English poet. He is a pre-romantic poet and he is known for his mysticism. Now, first of all, let us discuss what is mysticism. Mysticism is communion with God. Mysticism is communion with God. Or it is even believed that the poet heard voices from God. And the same he tries to convey through his poems. So, the poem which we are discussing today is taken from his volume of poems, Songs of Experience. In 1794, he published 2 volumes of poems, Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience. The poem Tiger falls into the category of the Songs of Experience. And the poem Lamb, which is a contrary poem to Tiger, it comes under the category of Songs of Innocence. Now, in the poem, the poet has tried to describe the beauty of the creator of this tiger. God is the supremo of this universe. He is the creator of this universe. He has created both man as well as animal. Now, the tiger belongs to the category of wild animals. The tiger is very beautiful to look at. At the same time, the tiger is strong, fearful, frightful, and a very dangerous and diabolic animal. No one loves to go close to the tiger. At the same, in the poem, the poet has tried to speak in high volumes regarding the creation of tiger. The poet is giving special emphasis to the word tiger because he has used the spellings T-Y-G-E-R instead of T-I-G-E-R. So maybe the language in which he has used or the spellings that he has utilized, it is very much matching to the age in which he was writing. But the poem is not only emotional, at the same time the poem has a very good message for the mankind. The poet in the poem begins with the first stanza. He says, "Tiger, tiger, burning bright, in the forest of the night, what hand or eye could have framed the fearful symmetry?" So, I repeat the first stanza. Tiger, tiger, burning bright, in the forest of the night, what hand or eye could have framed thy fearful symmetry? So, in the very beginning line of the poem, the poet is very much amazed to speak in high volumes about the beautiful looking tiger. The poet not only looks beautiful, but during the night in the forest, the bright light that is coming out from its eyes, the red burning balls, his eyes are looking like the red burning balls, the fire in its eyes, the yellow color, the matching, the yellow and the red, it looks as if it is golden. The combination, it looks as if it is golden. So the poet in the very first line has tried to describe about the beauty of the tiger. So tiger, tiger, burning bright. See the word burning. Burning means the fire that is sparkling, that is coming out of the eyes of the tiger. In the forest of the night. Now, where do we find the tiger? The tigers mostly are found in forests. Apart from that, the tigers, whenever we want to see, we go to the zoos. There they have been kept, preserved, taken care of just for exhibition purpose. Apart from that, we all know that tiger is the national animal of India. Tiger is the national animal of India. Next, further I want to explain the second line. In the forest of the night. The poet is again trying to speak about the appearance of the tiger. The tiger looks more beautiful in the dark forest according to his viewpoint, because his imagination, his emotions are combined together to give a total effect to the first two lines of the poem. The very beginning part of the poem really takes us to a different world. It is one of the special qualities that we notice in the romantic poets. The romanticism, as we know, that romanticism is nothing but emotions and imagination combined together to give a total effect. Emotion and imagination are the bedrock of romanticism. So here we find those qualities, romantic qualities, in the poet's explanation. The second line is taking us from town to forest. We are in town, we are in the classroom, we are looking in the textbook, we are trying to imagine what is happening in the forest. The poet is saying, the poet is taking us to the dark, deep forest, where there is total darkness. Darkness, night, silence. Darkness automatically creates fear, and the presence of fear along with the animal tiger makes the scenario dangerous, frightful and fearsome. So in the third line of the poem, what we are saying? We are saying something very special. So tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night. What hand or eye could have framed thy fearful symmetry? Directly, he is taking us from earth to the high skies. He is trying to describe the beauty of the creator of this universe, God's creation, wonders of God's creation. Amongst the many wonderful things on earth created by God, even the wild animals, they are beautiful to look at. The giraffe, the tiger, the elephant. When we look at these animals, we love to go closer to them, but only the fear of going closer to them makes us to stay far away from them, because they are wild animals. They are not man-friendly animals. These wild animals, they are not man-friendly. The purpose is that they are very far away from us. We love to look at the pictures of these animals. We look at them, we love them, and we feel like going closer to them. But between us and them, there's a big barrier called fear, danger, darkness. So the third line of the poem, again I am coming to the third line of the poem. What hand or eye could have framed thy fearful symmetry? Immortal hand. Immortal means which is not subjected to death. So we are all mortal beings. Human beings are subjected to death. Life is temporary. Life is temporary. We are here for a small journey or a short journey. Now, coming to the part, what I am trying to tell is immortal. Immortal means that is ever remaining. So that doesn't taste death, and God is above all these things. What is in our mindset. So what immortal hand or eye he is trying to describe about the artist behind the creation of the tiger. Who is this beautiful artist? What kind of hands, what kind of skills does he possess? He might have been possessing to create such a frightful and a beautiful animal called tiger. And again in the fourth line, symmetry. So usually we are remembering the symmetrical designs that we used to do in our school days. We used to draw a drawing on a page, fold the page, and with our finger we try to copy it or rub it on the other side, whatever the design we have drawn. The same symmetrical design would appear. So like that, when you look at the body of the tiger, the beautiful design on the body of the tiger, you will not find a single difference or any kind of marks from where you can say that here is a mistake, here is a difficult, this is a difficult, or here is a mistake done by the artist. So just imagine what kind of artist may be the God. So the great God, as William Blake is a mystic poet. I once again stress the point, mystic, because he believed in the supreme powers of God. Not only William Blake, all the human beings on earth know the supernatural powers, the supreme powers of God. God is an unseen power. We cannot see God, but we can sense God. We can look at His beautiful creations. What can man make? Man can make buildings, man can make designs, but man cannot make trees. Man cannot make or create animals. So man cannot do what God has done. So man is very far away from high skies. That's why man has been placed on earth. But man has to realize what are the supreme powers that God possesses. So in the very first stanza of the poem, the poet has tried to explain the artistry, the beauty, the skills of God, and how nicely God has created the animal tiger. So I hope I have tried to explain in length the very first stanza of the poem. Once again, I will try to summarize the poem. The first stanza of the poem, pardon me. So, tiger, tiger, burning bright. So, again, the poet, in the first line of the poem, has described the appearance of the tiger, the beauty of the tiger in the night, especially in forest. So, we may think that in darkness, what we can find? Darkness is not visible to this naked eyes, but the eyes, the ferociousness in the tiger, the fire that is coming out of the eyes of the tiger, that makes us to look at the beautiful atmosphere created in the forest by the beautiful fire that is lit in the eyes of the tiger. Now, after looking at the beautiful brightness in the forest, the question strikes the mind, who might be the artist behind the creation of this tiger? Everyone is shocked. Everyone is feeling very much struck. Can a man make such a thing? Can a man create such a thing? Absolutely, a man cannot reach there. Just an afterthought that who is behind this? It is nothing but the immortal hand, what the poet says, the immortal hand or eye, and the beautiful symmetrical design